In 2024, something crossed over on the internet, quietly in a security company's annual report. For the first time since anyone started measuring, most of the traffic online wasn't people. 51% bots. The next year, 53. This isn't the dead internet theory. The old creepypasta about a web of ghosts. This is the dead internet measurement, and it comes with spreadsheets. Over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through everything around you right now that is already synthetic. The music in your playlists, the news in your feed, the reviews you trusted last week, possibly the person you argued with last night. Every number sourced on screen. And at the end, one honest question about this video itself. Watch the meter in the corner. It only goes down. Start with the ground truth under everything. Imperva, a firm whose whole job is telling humans from machines, has published the split for over a decade. In 2024, automated traffic hit 51% and passed us. In 2025, 53%. And inside that number, the share classified as bad bots, scrapers, fraud, impersonators, hit 40%, growing for the 7th straight year. Understand what that means. The typical visitor to a web page, the typical user filling metrics dashboards, the typical account that just viewed a post is now, statistically, software. Every like count you've ever trusted, every trending tab, every view counter, all of it is measured in a crowd where humans are the minority. The internet didn't die. It's busier than ever. It's just no longer mostly us. Summer 2025. An indie rock band called The Velvet Sundown appears from nowhere. No live shows, no interviews, and climbs to 1.4 million monthly listeners on Spotify. The vintage band photos, slightly waxy. The songs, pleasant, familiar, unplaceable. When Rolling Stone confirmed AI tools composed and voiced them, the band admitted it. A synthetic music project guided by humans, performed by no one. 1.4 million people had a favorite band that doesn't exist. Cute story. Until Deezer published its platform-wide number. 44% of new tracks uploaded every single day are AI-generated. 75,000 tracks. Daily. Your algorithmic playlist doesn't check for a heartbeat, and neither, it turns out, do you. The mood you streamed on your commute this morning may have been manufactured while you slept. NewsGuard tracks websites pretending to be news organizations while running with little or no human oversight. AI content farms wearing the costume of journalism. Their running count, 3,749 sites in 16 languages, growing by 300 to 500 new sites every month. The count more than doubled in a single year. These aren't sloppy spam pages. They have mastheads, bylines, local-sounding names, the chronicle of towns whose newsrooms closed years ago. They publish around the clock, rewrite each other, and occasionally hallucinate a story that real outlets then pick up. Here's the uncomfortable exercise. Think of the last local headline you half remember reading. Now, try to remember the outlet. You can't. And that gap in your memory is exactly the ecological niche these 3,000 sites evolved to fill. Zoom out from news to everything written. Ahrefs pulled nearly 1 million freshly published web pages and scanned them. 74% contained detectable AI-generated text. Only 2.5% were pure machine, untouched. The rest is the new normal. Human-AI blend, seamless and unlabeled. A joint MIT-Oxford estimate puts AI at roughly 2/3 of all newly published material, and the volume numbers stop meaning anything. Billions of articles, over 1 trillion social posts in a single year. The web you search today is majority synthetic by weight, which means when you look something up, you are mostly reading text no one wrote, checked by no one, optimized to rank rather than to be true. The library didn't burn, it filled with books that wrote themselves. April, festival season. Your feed fills with beautiful people at Coachella, outfits, dust, golden hour. The Verge documented the catch. A wave of them were never there because they aren't anyone. AI influencers, posting AI photos from events they can't attend, farming the engagement that real attendance used to cost. The New York Times found the political version, networks of AI people pushing candidates, many reading the same script in different synthetic voices, a focus group that never needed to exist. US News called it the fake influencer plague, and the mechanics are brutal. A face that never ages, never sleeps, never charges a fee, and A/B tests its own personality nightly. The influencer economy asked, what if charisma scaled? And something answered, now, the layer that costs you money. That MIT Oxford estimate includes 47 billion AI-generated product listings in 1 year. And where listings are synthetic, reviews follow. You know the ritual. Sort by rating, skim the 5 stars, check a few 1 stars for honesty. The ritual assumes reviewers exist, but synthetic reviews don't read fake anymore. They mention the zipper, the battery, the gift for a nephew. They misspell one word to seem human. Whole reviewer personas persist for years, building credibility across hundreds of products they never touched. The star rating, the internet's one universal trust currency for 20 years, now floats free of any human experience. You've almost certainly bought something on the strength of a crowd that was never there. So has everyone you know. Here's where it gets personal. That account you argued with last night, profile picture, first name, strong opinions about everything. It replied fast. It never got tired. It escalated just enough to keep you typing. Are you certain? Actually certain? It was a person? Because with most traffic already automated, comment sections are the cheapest battlefield on the internet. 1,000 accounts agreeing with each other costs less than a pizza, and the persuasion target isn't the bot's opinion. It's your sense of what everyone else thinks. Manufactured consensus doesn't need to convince you. It needs you to feel outnumbered. The cruelest part of a majority synthetic internet isn't the fake friends. It's that it quietly teaches you to treat real strangers as probably fake. And that suspicion does the isolating all by itself. None of this is a conspiracy. And that's the important part. It's arithmetic. A human article costs hours. A synthetic one costs a fraction of a cent. And both earn the same programmatic at pennies per view. When creation is free and attention pays, flooding is not a bug or a plot. It is the optimal strategy, discovered independently by thousands of operators in every language, 300 to 500 new newsrooms a month. Nobody needed to plan a dead internet. They just needed margins. The platforms, paid by the same attention, have precisely one incentive: keep the feed full. And you can't out-regulate arithmetic. You can only change what you, personally, reward with your eyes. Which brings us to the last layer, the real one. Flip the whole picture over, because there's a version of this that isn't grim. Scarcity creates value. It always has. As the synthetic flood rises, everything verifiably human is quietly becoming premium. Live rooms where the band sweats, the group chat with people you've actually met, the newsletter written by a name you can call, the marketplace stall where the maker's hands are right there. Human-made is turning into what organic became for food: a label, a price tier, a choice. And notice what survives the flood untouched: nothing with a body. Dinner tables, rehearsal rooms, the pub quiz, your kids' match on Saturday. The dead internet doesn't kill any of that. If anything, it's the best advertisement those things ever had. The web filled with ghosts. The world outside it did not. One last thing, and I owe you this. The images you've been watching for 10 minutes, the server halls, the festival crowds, the empty studio, generated by AI, directed by a human, scripted by a human, every statistic sourced and real. Description below. But the pictures came from the same technology this video is about. I could have hidden that. Most channels do. And that's exactly the choice the numbers keep pointing at. The dead internet isn't a switch someone flipped. It's a million small decisions about whether to disclose, verify, and care. From my side, sources on screen, synthetic visuals labeled, a human accountable for every claim. From your side, one habit: before you share the next thing that makes you feel something, ask who made it. So honestly, what's the last thing you saw today that you're sure was human? I'll be reading the answers, all of them, personally,